This video explains troubleshooting procedures for the EGO LB6000 backpack blower. Please note that there are two versions of this blower. Series A has a throttle lever to control the variable speed, while Series B has a rotary knob. This video highlights Series B. If the unit does not power on, remove the side panel, which is held in place with 7 T15 Torx screws. Once the side panel has been removed, take a photo of the internal wiring. This will be helpful during reassembly to make sure the wires are properly routed. Proceed by unplugging the two yellow battery connectors, as shown here. Next, separate the blower assembly from the unit and set it aside. With a multimeter set to continuity mode, check the continuity of the 4 battery connector wires. Touch the red pin to the red wire in the large yellow battery connector and the black pin to the blade on your left. Then press the battery eject lever on your right to close the circuit. If there is continuity, check the next blade, which is connected to the purple wire in the small yellow battery connector. The next blade is connected to the black wire in the small battery connector, and the last blade goes to the black wire in the large battery connector. If any of the circuits are open, replace the battery connector assembly, which is called the joint assembly in the parts catalog. If there is continuity across all of the circuits, proceed to the next step. To troubleshoot the main PCBA, set the multimeter to resistance mode and check the fuse. Be sure to pierce the epoxy to ensure proper contact. If the reading is less than 1 ohm, the fuse is good. Otherwise, replace the PCBA. If the fuse is good, disconnect the motor plug and check the circuit. With the multimeter in diode mode, touch the black pin to one side of the fuse and check all 3 pins in the motor plug one at a time. If any value is out of range, replace the main PCBA. Otherwise, proceed to the next step. Next, check resistance between any 2 pins on the motor side of the black connector. If any of the circuits are open, replace the motor, which is referred to as the ducted set in the parts list. Otherwise, replace the internal wire assembly as well as the switch assembly, which appears as the electric assembly in the parts list. Note, during reassembly, be sure to cover the pierced holes in the fuse with silicone for waterproofing. Please refer to the EGO service diagram and parts list for specific parts needed for this repair. Always use genuine EGO parts.